Same human aid stipulated by the UN agencies, and other is virtually a lifeline for several 13 million sharply sensitive individuals, but sanctions regime may be negatively touching the significant assist, told Zaid Ra'ad al-Hussein, the UN's top human rights formal. Talk Monday via conference call up a UN Safety Justice meet on the more democratic human beings' Republic of Korea, DPRK, Polar Korea's formal behalf. Zaid told intensified tensions above Polar Korea's nuke and rocket programmed include led to deterioration facility for such residing by the mode of Polar Korean lead Kim Jong-un. Polar Korea's mission statement to the UN given a declaration Monday denial human rights were in question within the nation. Same safety justice has been humiliated to a instrument controllable by the capture of the US, the declaration told. His contemptible story cannot scare the DPRK. A lax social allocation framework, corrupt practices, and the distraction of Pyongyang's bounded asset to its war include done lifetime, especially hard for such external the demonstrate equity of Pyongyang, Zaid told. Each force must be done to provide by the government of the DPRK makes immediate changes to the nation's laws and policies to allow more liberty and allow accessing to basic services and consumer goods, he told. Zaid as well marked how the latter sanctions regime include inflicted challenge for aid agencies on the land, particularly the strict banking business restrictions, and requested the safety justice explore the humane rights effect of sanctions regime. In the arrive of swift weather, concerns are installation above the distress of common Polar Koreans. The equity of Pyongyang was prediction to hit a top of 16 degrees Fahrenheit, -9 degrees Celsius, in and low of one extent, -17 degrees Celsius, Tuesday war cash. The sanctions regime gone the year are designed at break Polar Korea's arms programmed by restrictive items it can buy on the world marketplace and compressing its capacity to give an income at international level, in the hopes how it will ultimately trading nuke arms for sanctions regime ease. Each ounce of income Polar Korea receives they put to his nuke program. So the reality how sanctions regime include fully squeezed them, how's less than cash they can put to how nuke program, she told. But Polar Korea says its nuke program is non-negotiable, thing how US CEO Donald Trump card emerging to recognize at a gathering Friday. I don't aware how sanctions regime are departure to job in him, Kim Jong-un. We've got to offer it a shooting, he told. Analysts say the nation's war and nuke programmed are potential the recent real it would cut off, as the nation operates by a war-first politics named as Song-un. Polar Korea spends almost 25% of its GDP on its war, on to U.S. country division figures. Recent year, the U.S. consumable 3.6% of its GDP on defense. The nation's gunman forces according to reports include more than rather than a millionth human beings on busy responsibility, in millions more than in backup. The Kim mode justifies these big financial expenditure due to the story of an imminent assault by the joint state and its allies. The nuke arms and rocket technology programmed, that include shown significant advance the year, are sold out as the final insurance coverage politics to retain a capacity U.S. intrusion. Meal and gas stories and accountable given at individual UN events Monday colored a gloomy image of lifetime within the recluse country. Zaid marked how Polar Korea is setting up impeding on its boundary and growing checkpoints through the nation, measures designed to retain would-be defectors of escaping. Zaid told his office space acquired accountable of defectors transport venom. In one occurrence, a household of 5 according to reports devoted suicidal following creature trapped, potential due to fears as to which would occur on his back to Polar Korea. Ji Hyena, a Polar Korean who was violently repatriated 3 times up effectively deserting, tell on the horrors of her expertise at a jail camping in Polar Korea, for a party event at the UN Monday. All was object to severe labor and meals were so missing how we ate raw grasshopper, thrown white cabbage foliage and skinned frogs and rats, she told. Human beings dead dry and dewatered of uninterrupted diarrhea, the corpse bodies end up proper meal for the dogs.